Yes, the climate of India, which is also known as monsoonal climate, means seasonal monsoons are the seasonal winds which used to register the seasonal reversal. Half of the year, these seasonal winds move from land to sea, and half of the year for 6 months. And for rest of the 6 months, they move from sea to land. So that's why they are seasonal. In 1 year, they change direction twice. This direction and this direction. That's why we call it. This is very exceptional. This lies in the root of the trade winds. And here trade winds are interrupted because of the presence of Himalayas. The Indian climate is very peculiar, super specialized climate. Where trade winds are diverted because of the subcontinental character of India, and this subcontinental is because this landmass is encircled or enclosed by the natural barrier of Himalayas and Hindu Kush. If you see here, why India is a continent within continent. If you see, oh, this is very big. I have to clean it again. Sorry. Why India is known as subcontinent? This is important, and then here we have the Himalayan system. This is a natural barrier, natural wall. It's almost 6 kilometer high wall segregating this landmass from the rest of the Asia. Then further in the connectivity we have the Purvanchal, and beyond Purvanchal we have the Arakan Yoma mountains. So this is the Himalayas, Purvanchal and the Arakan mountains. In Burman language, in Burmese, Yoma means mountains. So Arakan, Yoma. So here then it is the Bay of Bengal, and here it is the Pamir knot. Then we have the Hindu Kush here, and then Kirthar here, Kirthar, and the Suleiman mountains here. So Suleiman. So what happened? Then this is the Arabian Sea. So Kirthar, Suleiman, Kirthar, Hindu Kush, Himalayas, Purvanchal. So sea to sea. So this landmass is segregated by a natural barrier, continuous mountain system from rest of the Asia. That's why it is called continent within continent. So this is Indian subcontinent. So this wall, this barrier, 6 kilometer, more than 6 kilometer high vertical wall kind of structure, Himalayas, it interrupted, it blocked the movement of trade winds to cross from Tibet to India. So it diverted in other direction, but it could not reach here. So it is, suppose this is the high pressure zone, doldrum. So trade should come like this, but it is not allowing to cross the trades here. So that's why a localized seasonal wind system developed over here. So that is called monsoonal system, seasonal system. Monsoon, the word, though it's an English word, it is from Mosam. Mosam means season. Mosam is an Arabic word, means Arab traders coined the word Mosam. In one Mosam they were coming with the winds to India, from Arab to India, and when there was the northeast winds used to blow from continent to sea, So their ships were going back from India to Arab. So in half of the year Arabs were coming to India, and half of the year they were going India back to Arab. So this word was coined by the travelers, Arab travelers. So they were coming half of the year from India, they were going back, and half of the year they were coming to India. So with the direction of the wind, before the invention of steam engine, so they were coming here. So the Mosam word converted by Britishers into monsoon. So this is the monsoonal, means seasonal reversal of winds. So this is subcontinent, so they are having different climate than this area. Iran have different, it falls in the route of the trade winds. This area falls in the route of the trade winds, but not this. The same latitude we have Chandigarh and Tehran, both are at same latitude. But the climate of Chandigarh is entirely different to Tehran. Because we have a different climate over here. So we'll discuss how the different climatic conditions. So Himalayan system, a vertical wall kind of system which has segregated Indian landmass from rest of the Asia, played vital role for the evolution of this climate. Not only climate, so racial group, this is different race, this is different. They have different language, they have different language. They have different occupation, they have different. So rest of the area have different occupation, different agriculture system, different climate, different drainage system, different racial groups, different ethnicity than this area. So we have the suitability of agricultural system than this area. So at the same latitude they cannot have crops here, but here we have the cropping system on the same latitude, just because of the localization of the climate. Now, how the monsoonal system works. Yesterday I gave you one simple pattern of the winds. One is the planetary winds, second is the seasonal winds. Like from Indian landmass, half of the year winds move from in southwest direction from sea to land, and half of the year they move land to sea. So this seasonal reversal, in which months it moves like this and in which months it moves like this. When the wind air mass will move from this continent to sea, it will remain dry. When winds will advance here, it will yield rain, so it will receive rain. So the distribution of rain is also influenced by the localized mountain system. Some mountain system like Western Ghat, it obstructed this wind system. So like Shillong Plateau, it obstructed these winds. So Eastern Ghats, so around Vishakhapatnam, they receive comparatively more rain. So wind facing slope receive more rain here. But how this mechanism happens? The third type of winds, I said local winds. Local winds, you know, Lu winds, like Chinook. Where the Chinook winds used to blow? You must be knowing some local winds. Fohn winds, Chinook winds, Bora winds, or the brick fielder. Or you can say Sirocco, or you can say Harmattan, Khamsin. So these are the series. In India we have the Lu winds. Lu used to blow. They are called Lu winds. Fohn are the winds which originates from Mediterranean Sea. From Mediterranean Sea they cross the Alps mountains. When climbing the Alps mountains they yield rain. So the southern slope of Alps receive rain. And when they descend other side of the Alps mountains, this side they yield rain here. And when they move here, they remain dry. So the German plains here, the Bohemian plain or the Bavarian plain or the Rhine river plains remain dry here. So these winds are known as Föhn winds. In Germany it is known as, in Europe it is known as Föhn once they cross the Alps. So so they yield more rain in Italy, Italian slopes, but this side remains dry. Same with Chinook. Chinook originates from Pacific Ocean, strike to the northeastern part of USA, around Oregon and the District of Columbia, like around Seattle, northeastern part of USA, and they cross the Rockies. While climbing the Rockies, they remain dry, and on the leeward side, when they descend from the Rockies, they become warm, they become dry, and they melt the ice. So they are also known as snow eater. So they melt the ice because it is farmers used to wait in USA for the arrival of these snow eaters, because after 4-5 months continuous snowfall, the livestock rearing in prairie grassland remains, they stall feeding, they cannot take their cattle out of their yards. So what happened, when these winds used to blow, snow melt, new grass comes out, and cattle used to move out to the pasture land. That's why it's economically very important for USA. So they are known as snow eater. Brickfielder, same in Australia, in southeastern Australia. From the interior of the desert, they move to the southeastern part of Australia. So they reduce the moisture level in the southeastern part of Australia and maintain the suitable climate in area around Melbourne and Sydney and Canberra, in that region. So they are these local winds. They used to blow for 2 to 3 months in a year. They are localized. They are not peculiar everywhere. Sirocco winds are these are the winds used to blow out from Sahara Desert, and Sahara is the sandy desert, and these winds contain lot of finer sandy particles along with, and these winds cross the Mediterranean Sea. Once they cross the Mediterranean Sea, they strike to the southern slopes of Alps in Italy, in France, in Greece, in Adriatic Sea coastal region, in erstwhile Yugoslavian countries. So in southern European countries, in Mediterranean Sea, when these winds, they contain oxide particles, sandy particles with sesquioxides, or you can say iron oxides of the sand. Further they absorb the moisture, and when they yield rain, what will be the color of rain? Yellow or red. So that's why whatever the rain which used to take place in southern slopes of Alps, it's all red in color. So that is called blood rain. So they yield blood rain in that color of the water, rain water is yellowish and reddish, so it is called blood rain. So these are the Sirocco originates from, basically from Libya and Algeria, and move towards, same is Harmattan. Harmattan is another very another wind system in Africa, in Sahara, the doctor. So they move like this. From Sahara, they move to the southwest. This is one of the wettest part of the world. So it received along the Gulf of Guinea. So they are dry, they are sandy, dusty. But these dusty and dry winds originate from dry Sahara. When they enter to the moist region, they reduce the moisture level of this region, and it brings suitable climate, ideal climate for human habitation. So far, the people over here from Nigeria, Ghana, Ivory Coast, Liberia, Burkina Faso, all countries used to wait when the Harmattan will blow. So it reduces the moisture level of this area and it makes the climate suitable. So that's why these winds are known as the doctor. The doctor. Because they reduce the illnesses and disease and they control the expansion of bacteria. बीमारियां फैल जाती है ज़्यादा मॉइस्चर होने से, so it reduce the moisture and reduce the diseases. Same is Khamsin. Khamsin and Sirocco are same. The same Sirocco kind of winds which used to blow in Egypt are known as Khamsin. So these are the local winds. They are very typical, very peculiar and specialized to a region. They don't found everywhere. So these are the local winds. And the third, there are so many local winds. Some local winds originates from the warm area. They are known as hot local winds. Some local winds originate from the cold areas like Norte, N-O-R-T-E. Norte originates from central Canada, move towards USA. So they will be cold, obviously. Whatever the source is there, that determine the nature of the local winds. Like in India, Lu winds used to blow out of central Thar desert, western Rajasthan. So it will be hot, it will be dry. So it depends whether it is hot and dry. Local winds are like that. So the fourth type of winds, I said the diurnal winds, which change their direction after every 12 hours in a day and night. In daytime they are moving this side, at night time same wind system will move in the reverse direction. So in 12 hours they change the direction. So maybe katabatic winds, anabatic winds. Katabatic means mountain breeze. Mountain से कब चलती हैं? रात को. So at night winds moves from mountain top to valley. So they are known as, they are very cold. So you know, in mountainous region, people generally always used to construct their houses where gates are always facing the valley side, not the mountain side. Because mountain sides, cold winds are coming from the mountain side. So their houses are constructed so they are always facing the valley. And in the daytime, winds move from valley to mountain. So they are known as anabatic winds. Katabatic are cold, anabatic are comparatively warmer. In the daytime, we have the anabatic, and at night we have the katabatic or mountain breeze or the valley breeze. Same is sea breeze or the land breeze in the coastal region. In the daytime, winds used to blow from sea to land, and in the night they move from land to sea. So so these are the diurnal winds. So these are the four different types of the wind system. Out of this wind system, the second type of wind system, which is called seasonal wind system, is called monsoonal wind system. It controls the climatic system of India. So we'll discuss the monsoons, how the seasonal reversal takes place. So I'll simply explain, first I'll explain the mechanism of monsoon, how it's a big steam engine. It's working like an engine. So it attracts air mass from even from the southern hemisphere, and so that's why it is a big engine, like steam engine. It is attracting air mass and it works together. So how it works? So this is the mechanism, that is called mechanism of monsoon. And second part is called the characteristics of monsoon. I'll discuss the two characteristics of monsoon. One is monsoon, that is called mechanism, how it works, and another is the characteristics. Characteristics means pattern of rainfall with time and space. Sometimes when rainfall takes place and how much rainfall takes place. Why rainfall is irregular? Why not rainfall is equally distributed everywhere? So that is called, that comes under characteristics. But how it happens? Then it is here when it is the movement of the sun. So let's discuss the mechanism of monsoon. So movement of sun. Movement of sun means how sun is overhead on the earth. It changes. Suppose this is the equator here, 0 degree. Sun maximum goes up to 23 degree and half degree north, which is known as Tropic of Cancer and Tropic of Capricorn. So this is 23 and half degree south, Tropic of Capricorn. You know, sometimes sun is overhead on the equator, maybe 21st March. I may say 21st March. But in May, March, April, May and June, in the month of June, on 21st June, sun is overhead in the northern hemisphere on the Tropic of Cancer. But after June, sun moves July, August and September. On 3rd September, it is again on the equator. So, and October, November and December, sun is again 22nd December. It is somewhere in the overhead in the southern hemisphere. When sun is overhead here, it will be warm, it will be hot. And when sun is overhead on the Tropic of Capricorn, it is cold here, it is warm over here, like nowadays, December. And you can say in January, February and in March, on 21st March, again sun will be here. From 21st March to this 21st March, from this time is one, the moment is called one solar year. We can say solar year, or one solar year on equator from this point to this point, or any point to any point, again it comes to the same location. That is called one solar year. So this is again March, then April and May and again June. So it keep going on. Sun is keep going on changing in the position because Earth is tilted on its axis. How it is tilted? I can just simplify. This is sun here, or you can say sun is on infinity. And so on the infinity, I can say just two positions of the Earth. So Earth is inclined on this axis. When Earth is in this position, it comes and it comes here. I'll give you just these two positions. So suppose this is equator. Suppose this is equator. When sun is here in this position, which area is facing sun vertically? The southern hemisphere. But in this position, which area sun is facing? Northern hemisphere. This is northern hemisphere. So this is summer, and when it is summer there will be winter. Same is when it is in the northern hemisphere, it is facing southern hemisphere. So it is when it is summer, it will be winter. So because of this, it is inclined on 66.5 degree angle. Because of this angle and decline, this position when it rotates, Earth rotates on its around the sun, it changes the position. So these changes comes here. Sometimes when it is 21st June, this is the position of 21st June. You can see this is 0 degree. This is 0 degree. This is the position of, this is 23.5 degree south. This is 23.5 degree north. So when it is sun is vertically over here, it is 21st June. When sun is vertically in the southern hemisphere, it is this position. I hope it is clear. Then because of these two positions, it changes. This is one. How this happens. And beyond this, can you wait for a moment?